The diner sat at the edge of the galaxy's most notorious trade station, a grimy establishment where species from 1,000 worlds passed through without ever truly seeing each other. Neon signs flickered in 17 different languages, all promising best food in Sector 7. Most were lies. Emperor Jatharon of the Draconis Imperium materialized outside the diner in his disguised form, a hunched, trembling figure wrapped in tattered his scales dulled to look like diseased skin, his magnificent horns hidden beneath a hood. For 3,000 years, he had ruled over 200 star systems with fire and ancient wisdom, but today he walked as a beggar, testing a theory that had haunted him since his recent war with the human coalition. Humans were weak, their ships were inferior, their warriors died easily, yet somehow they had fought his fleets to a standstill. He needed to understand why. The door chimed as he entered. Immediately, the reactions began. A Vrexian merchant recoiled, mandibles clicking in disgust. A Corthian soldier moved her hand to her plasma pistol. The Zelthari waiter, a being of pure crystalline energy, dimmed its luminescence in obvious disdain. "No beggars," the waiter said coldly. Out Jatharon shuffled forward anyway, his act perfect. He had studied poverty on 100 worlds. "Please, just water. I have 2 credits, I said out. The Zelthari raised an arm, energy crackling. A voice cut through the tension. Young, female, human. Andrea emerged from behind the counter. Her dark hair tied back in a practical ponytail, her uniform stained with the day's work. She couldn't have been more than 16 standard years. Behind her, wiping down tables, was Jeremy, her younger brother, perhaps 12, with the same determined eyes. "We don't turn away paying customers," Andrea said firmly, meeting the Zelthari's prismatic gaze without flinching. 2 credits gets him water and a basic carburet. "House rules." The waiter's form flickered with irritation. "Your mother's rules will bankrupt this place. Look at him, he's diseased, probably carrying Rigelian plague. Then I'll serve him myself." Andrea grabbed a glass and filled it from the purifier. "Jeremy, get a ration pack from the back." On it, the boy darted away, returning moments later with a sealed package of protein and carbohydrates, the cheapest meal on the menu. But still food. Jatharon watched this exchange with ancient eyes hidden behind his disguise. The other patrons had returned to their meals, but he could smell their disgust, hear their muttered comments about soft humans and weakness. Andrea led him to a corner booth, away from the others. She set down the water and food without ceremony, without pity, but with something else: simple recognition of shared existence. "Thank you," Jatharon whispered, his voice crackling like old paper. "It's just water and a ration pack," Andrea replied with a slight smile. Then she paused, studying him. "But you're welcome anyway." As she turned to leave, a commotion erupted at the entrance. 3 Crexian raiders stormed in, their exoskeletons bristling with weapons. The station had minimal security. Everyone knew it was easy prey. "Everyone stays seated," the lead raider barked. "Credits and valuables in the bag." Now, the patrons complied quickly. Even the Corthian soldier didn't resist. 3 against 1 was suicide. The raiders moved systematically through the diner, their bag filling with the day's takings. When they reached Andrea, she emptied her pockets without complaint. A few credits, nothing more. But when they approached Jeremy, the boy's hand instinctively went to his pocket, clutching something. "What's that, human whelp?" The raider grabbed Jeremy's wrist. "It's nothing." Just the raider tore it away, a small holly frame displaying an image of a woman. Their mother, Jatharon realized, recently deceased, judging by the grief still fresh on both children's faces. "Worthless." The raider made to crush it. "No." Jeremy lunged forward. The raider's arm swung back, powered exoskeleton more than capable of killing the child with a single blow. Time seemed to freeze. Then Jatharon moved. His disguise burned away like paper in a supernova. Scales of burnished gold and crimson emerged, each one harder than any known metal. His true form expanded, filling half the diner, wings unfurling with the sound of tearing reality. His eyes blazed with the light of dying stars. The raider's arm stopped mid-swing, encased in a shell of temporal stasis. "You dare." Jaileron's voice resonated with the power of epochs. "Raise your hand against children who showed kindness when all others showed contempt." The raiders tried to run. They made it 3 steps before ancient magic, the kind that existed before science had a name, bound them in chains of living fire that burned without consuming. The Emperor of the Draconis Imperium stood at his full height, his presence making reality itself bend. Every being in the diner prostrated themselves in terror, every being except Andrea and Jeremy, who stared in wide-eyed wonder. "You too," Jatharon's voice softened, became almost gentle. In all my centuries of rule, I have tested countless species. I have walked among them in disguise, measured their worth. Today, I finally understand what makes humans dangerous. Andrea found her voice. What do you mean? You do not help because it is strategic. You do not show kindness because you expect reward. You simply see another being in need, and you act below at his massive head, ancient eyes meeting young ones. That is not weakness. That is a strength so profound, so revolutionary, that it reshapes the galaxy around you. He straightened, his voice now carrying imperial authority. The war between our peoples ends today. I will bring terms of alliance to your leaders, but know this: you and your brother will never want for anything. Your mother's diner will become the most prosperous establishment in this sector, and these three, he gestured to the bound raiders, will serve your family for 10 generations as recompense. Jeremy finally spoke, his voice small but steady. We just gave you water and a ration pack. Jotharone's laugh was like thunder across mountains. Exactly, young one. Exactly. As he departed, leaving behind confused patrons and terrified raiders, the Dragon Emperor carried with him a truth that would reshape his empire. Humanity's strength wasn't in their weapons or their tactics. It was in their stubborn, illogical, beautiful insistence on treating every being with basic dignity, even when the galaxy told them such kindness was foolish. In the cold mathematics of galactic power, compassion was supposed to be a weakness. Humans had proven it was their greatest weapon, and the galaxy would never be the same.